live, pal.
What a time to be alive. It's the Babyface broadcast here on 2RRR 88.5 FM. I am your host, Lord Mark Williamson, and sitting across from me in the studio is Dan Leonard. Now, this was a wrestling show, wasn't it, Dan Leonard?
Well, where's my entrance?
Where's your no more entrance? No more entrance. I'm bringing you in at the start. There is no more entrance.
Oh, okay.
No more you're coming in as part of the start of the show, Dan Leonard. No special entrance.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Now, we used to talk about wrestling a lot. Now, on last week's program,
Disastrous
program, we had a marketing expert, Jessica Bland.
Nice lady.
Nice. Oh, yeah, nice lady. Now, she gave us a kind of marketing feedback on the Babyface broadcast. Now, this was a show about professional wrestling.
Yeah.
We did talk about professional wrestling a lot. Look, she listened to a few hours of the show and wasn't convinced.
No.
I've got a bit of a clip of what she kind of suggested we needed to do.
Hone in on social media, complete and utter rebrand. I think the first thing that needs to go is the Babyface name. It's false advertising. We need to come up with a different name. Talking to you guys now, I'm not feeling the Babyface vibe, the good guy vibe. So I think that's got to go. I think we're going to up social media.
We are both great guys. We're Babyface.
I'm the best guy that I know.
He's the best guy I know.
Exactly.
Sure, and you can believe that, but we need to find a way to get that audience out there, that audience that you don't have. You need to find a way to get them to believe that too.
Mark?
Okay, well, so you're saying we need to get like wrestling people and be on social media?
Get wrestling people back on board and get on the social media. And no more insulting the audience.
What? So we feel bad that us as hosting a wrestling show has not attracted the wrestling audience.
No, not the hordes and hordes we expected.
Not the hordes have expected. Now, we were given an option, Dan Leonard.
Yes.
We could do social media. We could not insult the wrestling people.
You're talking like the Instabook?
The Instabook,
and
the
Fame Space,
the TikTok, all that sort of stuff. We could do that. We could get ourselves out to bring in a wrestling audience to make them care about the show.
Yes.
And I say nonsense to that. I say absolute nonsense to that.
All right.
The idea we come up with at the end of the show was we are going to put on a wrestling event, Dan Leonard.
Yes.
And you agreed with that. Are you excited? Do you still want to put on a wrestling event?
I do. I look, as I said last week, when you get enthusiastic, Mark, I get scared and then I get enthusiastic. So I'm feeling very enthusiastic right now.
Now, we are going to take you on a journey on how to put on a wrestling event, from the creation of a wrestling event, from an idea to what is involved in putting on a wrestling show. We are going to be week to week building something special for you to listen at home and join us on this journey.
Well, Mark, I can tell you right now, I've jumped straight in. I've taken the initiative.
You jumped straight in. That's how excited you are.
I did. Now listen, I know about that thing that happened last year and how you don't let me get near the petty cash tin
There's no
anymore.
petty cash. You don't touch my petty cash.
So, I dipped into my savings and I spent $5,000 on a bunch of Babyface broadcast branded merchandise.
Dang.
There are T-shirts, there are keychains, Toby mugs with your face on them, nappies, aimed for the younger audience. Mate, I think it's $5,000 well spent. They're all in a warehouse in China waiting to be shipped over to us.
Now,
I'm excited.
Dan, I appreciate the kind of being pumped for this.
Yeah.
And being excited and wanting to do that. But spending $5,000 on merchandise.
Yeah.
Now, you listen to that clip I just played.
Yeah.
We're thinking we need to rebrand the show.
I didn't think you were serious about that.
No. I'm thinking about rebranding the show because, after all, we are not baby faces. That has been brought to our attention.
Yeah,
Now, look, I also have this. I did a Christmas show a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
So these are the sorts of things that make me think I'm not a babyface. This is from Rob Cratchet, who was the radio student that helped produce the show. These are the sort of messages I'm getting from him.
My life has never been the same since that Christmas show, Mark. Boxing Day, I walk in the door and all my stuff is out on the driveway and I have to pack it away. I'm kicked out of my house. Wendy doesn't want me in anymore. Tiny Tim thinks I'm some sort of idiot for not being with him on Christmas. He was so upset. It's just, I should have never have trusted you, Mark. I should have never have done that Christmas show. I should have been with my family, like most people were. And now I'm living in this tiny, tiny apartment, and they're living a life. I'm worried that Wendy's going to find someone else. You got to help me, Mark. You got to help me get her back.
So I get a lot of messages like this
On your answering machine.
going out very publicly. There's a thing on social media going off about me as well, not being a very nice person.
Because of what you did to this unpaid intern on Christmas Day on that
I
radio
didn't do
show.
anything. I gave him the opportunity of a lifetime to be part of a great Xmas variety hour, and he's just got a crappy family. Like, he's got a lunatic wife.
Yeah, fair call.
Lunatic Wendy.
Fair call.
They named the kids Tiny Tim. It's a marriage built on a house of cards, but I'm getting the blame for it. But this is going very public. I'm getting a lot of people hit me up on my Facebook going, you should feel pretty bad for yourself. So I don't think we're baby faces anymore.
Oh, okay.
So
Right.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
if we get approval from Triple R management,
Fine people.
fine people, we call the Lord Mark Variety Hour with Dan.
Wait. So you're thinking we're going to change the name of the show?
I'm taking on this negative reception by putting my name on it.
Yeah.
And just doubling down.
But what am I going to do with all this merchandise, Mark? I've got $5,000 worth of Toby mugs and nappies sitting in a warehouse in China. In Wuhan, ready to come over.
I don't understand how I'm getting blamed for people's stupid things.
I mean, you are not a babyface.
Like
this is a heel move, mate. This is a heel move.
This bloke is blaming me for his marriage from a partner. You're blaming me because you've lost $5,000. I didn't tell you to spend $5,000.
I haven't even told my wife this. You're thinking about you're jeopardising one marriage. This could well jeopardise another marriage when she finds out.
Well, look, we'll have to discuss this later, but there's a potential rebrand of the show. I'm going for the Lord Mark Variety Hour with Dan. Your name's on it.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
Your name's on it.
You know what?
Just before the song, Dan Leonard has just told me he spent $5,000 on merch for the show that we're potentially rebranding, and he's not very happy with me.
Look, Mark, that song by The Darkness, I was looking into my own personal dark void at the start of that song, but I've had a bit of a think. I'm still a bit cross with you, but you know what?
Why are you cross at me?
I'm just changing the name of the show.
Well, you jumped ahead.
Listen.
It's not even we haven't even named the wrestling show. You've done merch for the show.
Okay, listen, it's fine. I'm just going to make up I'll get some Labubu stickers made up. I'll just whack them on everything, and I'll flog the lot at Paddy's Market.
Fantastic.
I'll be fine.
Fantastic.
Who won't buy Labubu nappies?
That's it. Exactly.
Everyone.
Everyone loves the Boo stuff.
She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Speaking about loving things, we are putting on a wrestling event.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of local wrestling companies that put on events all around Sydney, but we want to put on something special for you listening.
Yeah.
We want to put on the grandest event we can do.
Biggest of the big.
Biggest of the big. We want to put on the best show in Australia.
Yep.
So these things start with a germ of an idea. Mm-hmm. What are we going to put on a show? How are we going to make this the greatest, loftiest ambition? How are we going to create this thing? So I went to ask some wrestling people, some wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them are upset with us, especially last week.
Oh, yeah.
When you called them a moron. They're very upset at you. Me, they gave me a bit of a free pass. At least they'd talk to me. You, they don't like you, Dan Leonard.
Was it the moron comment or the idiot comment?
I think either moron or comment. Yeah, one of those. I think the moron might have done it.
Maybe.
But they gave me a lot of the same ideas. I mean, there was a fella called Chris from Melbourne, and he kept talking about a WrestleMania 9 finish, the Hulk Hogan finish where he wins, and just rubbish things like that.
Hulk Hogan's dead, so
just
we can't
rubbish
do
ideas.
that.
We can't do that. Just gave us plenty of rubbish ideas.
Yeah.
Thought, well, we want to be outside of the box.
Yeah.
So I spoke to some non-wrestling fans, people that just, the sort of people we want to bring in. We don't want to be just the 1%ers. We want to make this an event for everyone.
We want the 99%ers plus
99,
the 1%ers.
We want 100%. We want to have non-fans go, we actually like wrestling now because of you guys. We never watched wrestling until you guys put on a show. So I talked to a few people. So here we go.
What do I want from a pro wrestling show? I don't watch wrestling, and I've never gotten into it. But if I did, I'd want some pretty impressive costumes. I'd want to see people that look the part. I want them to be in all these big capes and colorful masks and everything, you know, like Mexican wrestling. That's the type of wrestling that appeals the most to me. So if you can capture that magic, that might be enough to get me to come along.
My ideal wrestling event would be man versus animal. Maybe I'd like to see a guy wrestle an anaconda, or I don't know, a real test of strength of who can win.
Old uncle here. I want to see fellas get slammed through a table, one fella gets slapped with a didgeridoo, and also get dropped on barbed wire.
I'd really like to see our politicians wrestle each other. I mean, can you imagine Pauline Hanson wrestling, what's her name, Susan Ley? I mean, come on. Is there anything more entertaining than that?
My ideal wrestling show would have a big dragon and a Scotchman.
A Scotchman? What the hell's a Scotchman?
Oh, well, it's like a big jacked man with long hair and biceps and a kilt and a really big sword.
It sounds like you're talking about Drew McIntyre. Do you want Drew McIntyre in your ideal wrestling event?
I don't know who that is.
My ideal wrestling event is probably Mark being shown for the fraud he is, I would say, and getting beaten up. I'd want him to get beaten up. I want a bunch of wrestlers, like 3, maybe 4, just going to town on Mark. That would be sweet. That would be really nice.
So some different voices there.
Was that last guy Rob Cratchet?
I'm pretty sure that was Rob Cratchet. He got in on that.
He doesn't like you.
Yeah, well, look, some people just don't like me. But so that's market research. What do you think about that?
Well, I thought some of those ideas were pretty cool. Like the dragon.
The dragon?
Yeah. Like we can get a gigantic dragon built, like a big animatronic dragon.
Don't be ridiculous. A dragon. How's that going to do with a wrestling show? What's a dragon going to do on a wrestling show?
It doesn't matter. Look, we can put the dragon on the floating wrestling ring that we're going to put out in the middle of the lake for the battle royal on a lake match.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Look, you know what, Mark?
So look, this market research, this is just some market research.
It's early days.
But like, we are going to be the pushers of this show.
Yeah.
So Dan Leonard, what do you want on your ideal wrestling show?
Well, Mark, I suspected you might ask this question.
Yes.
So I did do a little pre-show prep.
And I want to say this out if you're listening at home, that this is great events start with an idea, and we are coming up with ideas right now.
Yeah, well, I talked to some experts during the week.
Some experts?
I did.
All right.
I spoke to a 5-Star Flash, well-known local promoter.
Yeah, I don't really think he's an expert.
B-Man.
I don't. Once again,
Buzz.
Okay.
You can get he gets a buzz about his wrestling.
Okay, so you actually spoke to these fellas.
If you want to talk to someone who knows about money, I spoke to Mr. Money.
Okay.
So, hear me out.
Did he have his bat?
He did. He showed it to me.
Oh, jeez. Love showing off that bat of his. It's real. It's a real problem.
He said, do you want to touch it?
He said, do you want to touch my bat? Like, no. No. Put your bat away.
I don't know where it's been.
Put your bat away, mate. Wash your hands.
But anyway, so I spoke to those guys, and here's my idea, right? I reckon we do a family-friendly deathmatch tournament with raffles, giveaways, a sponsor for every match, and the show will end with an invasion angle. But that's not all, Mark. We have a couple of NXT girls, perhaps who didn't make it to TV and got fired before they made it onto TV. We get them over from the United States, and we have them main event before the invasion angle. And then I reckon, just to add a little bit of spice to it, we do some sort of crossover using a commercial radio DJ. You probably know a few who, get them wrestling for us. It'll be first time wrestling ever, so that might be a bit dodgy, but we'll get some nice crossover appeal going with their radio station, Smooth FM or whatever, 2GB.
Smooth FM.
And maybe maybe we use a retired NFL player as an enforcer referee in the main event.
An NFL.
NRL, whatever. Say, I don't know, football. I don't know football very well.
Now, Dan,
Yeah.
I always like to think like creativity is such a wonderful thing.
That's my thing.
You can come up with ideas.
I'm a creative
and
guy.
they can grow into be something beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that. I'm not one of them. That's the dumbest idea I've ever heard.
What?
That is a terrible idea. You've just taken every horrible idea from an Australian wrestling show and rolled it into one. Let me unpack this. A family-friendly death match.
Yeah.
In death matches, no one dies, so it's false advertising. We've already been accused of false advertising by calling this program the Babyface broadcast.
True.
So I don't want to have that. Family friendly, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. What was that else on there?
Raffles and giveaways.
Raffles and giveaways. Well, we're going to waste like 20 minutes of time. Like, you know me, Danland. I do not like faffing around and wasting time.
We'll get someone in the ring. We'll get a little 8-year-old kid to come. We'll unclip the
what
barbed wire
what
so the
point?
kid can roll into the ring. Try and get him to avoid the glass.
Actually, I do tell you, I did run a raffle once.
Yeah.
I ran one in Underworld Wrestling, and we raffled up a hand-drawn photo that I drew of Gino Gambino.
Hand-drawn photo.
Yeah, I draw a photo. A drawing. A drawing. I'm so excited about this. A drawing of Gino Gambino.
Yeah.
Drew stink lines on it, all that sort of thing, raffled off. We made $200 on that raffle.
So what are you complaining about? That's a great idea.
We had it in a frame.
Yeah.
But we didn't. We gave him just the photo. We gave him the picture, not the frame, because you don't win the frame in the raffle.
Oh, the frame's
so it's
worth
just a
it.
bit of paper for $200. So they can make a bit of a money spinner.
There you go.
But we're not here just to make total money. We want to be entertaining.
So what about sponsors for every match? Like, barbecue companies and local hardware stores and stuff like that. Every match, we'll name it. It'll be
maybe we can get Igor from Better Books.
Oh yeah,
Maybe we could.
we could do an accountant on a pole match.
I don't want to encroach on the fine sponsors here at Triple R.
We love Igor. Love Igor.
So I don't want to create competition for sponsorship. If you're going to sponsor something, sponsor the radio station, not.
Okay, well look, how about using NXT washouts as your selling points on the poster?
I don't think they're going to sell anything, Dan. I don't think they're going to sell anything. We'll be paying money for flights. Like you're paying for flights and accommodation for someone that's not going to draw that money back.
But do you think
I could get Johnny Kickpads from down the road
Johnny
for
Kickpads.
a fraction of the cost, and he'd have the same drawing power?
But if I went out to dinner with Johnny Kickpants, it's not the same as taking a couple of NXT girls out to dinner.
But
I mean,
did 5-Star Flash give you this idea?
That was his only
Did he
contribution.
give you that idea?
That was his
That
only
is a
contribution.
silly idea. You're just spending money willy-nilly.
Okay.
That's so no.
How about doing a crossover with a commercial radio DJ wrestling for the first time?
Depends who the DJ is.
2GB.
I don't think 2GB is
Stanza
gonna
Manic.
work. He's dead.
Is he?
He's dead.
Oh.
He's been dead for a long time.
John Laws.
John Laws, he's gone too. 2 for 2. I don't think having an older DJ
Alan Jones.
Oh,
Come on. Would you like to see him in some short shorts and
we might have to put him with one of the older wrestlers.
doing the stink face?
No, possibly not.
And then a retired NRL player as an enforcer referee.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Mal Meninga?
Smell my finger.
Mal Meninga.
Mal Meninga. Well, look.
That's the only one I know.
These are all. So this is what you honestly want on a show.
No, and lastly, most importantly, even though we only just had our first show and we only just established to the fans who the wrestlers are, we do an invasion angle immediately afterwards. Maybe do some sort of power struggle with with management as well.
Who's invading?
I will just have some other guys invade.
I don't like it.
Right.
These are just all ideas that are used on local shows.
Yeah.
That I see on social media a lot. These are just cheap ideas built up in the heads of the people actually involved doing it to make it feel like they're doing something important. To make it feel like that this is, you're watching a mini version of WWE, but no one is not actually drawing too many people. Having a rival promotion interfere is not drawing people to a show.
Why don't we build it up with videos on Facebook, like we can do promos on guys doing promos on Facebook
Well, I don't think that's going to work
in people's backyards and things like that,
is,
outside the venue. And
I think this is possibly no. I was thinking we have a tournament.
yeah,
of the finest wrestlers around
Oh, that could
to
work
decide
too. That
who is going to be the best. We've got wrestlers of all shapes and sizes. The best fight for a giant trophy or a belt to decide who is the best in Australia, who is going to be a legend in wrestling.
It feels like it's there could be more overbooking done.
Legends are born in
be-
tournaments.
I feel like it could work, Mark, but I feel like we need to overbook everything. Like, I come from the Vince Russo school of booking, and if you want me to book this show and be involved with the show, I just think we should have, I know, lots of shoot promos.
Well, I think you're getting ahead of yourself, Dan, because we haven't even talked booking. We're just talking about what ideally we want on yet. And we need to decide roles.
I'm excited.
So, look, next week,
Yeah.
I think we need a discussion on roles. What roles are needed? What sort of people we need in our team to make this successful?
Can I at least have a death match?
No. You're listening to the Babyface broadcast here on 2RR 88.5 FM. Now, look, we've been talking about planning the greatest wrestling show ever.
Yeah.
We've started with a few ideas.
Yeah.
So
Workshopping things.
Workshopping. We've got some ideas. They're going next week. I think we should talk about what we're going to call the show
Okay.
and where should we hold this extravaganza. So that's for some homework for you to think about. Think of some ideas, Dan Leonard. If you're listening, you see us on social media, you can hit us up with some ideas too.
Please do.
Love to hear your ideas. We'll probably ignore them, but would love to hear them.
You know, yeah, honestly, I'm very, very excited now that you've given me this, sort of as you say, homework. I can talk to some of the knowledgeable people that I know in the industry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like you did just then with the look, Dan Leonard, I'm the most knowledgeable person you know in the business.
Yeah, but if I'm talking to you, you already know what's in your head.
Yes.
So, you would just say it yourself.
Yes.
Why would I pick your brains and then repeat what you already know? Do you know what I mean?
That's fair enough.
I'll pick someone else's brains.
Well, we probably think we should spend this whole show planning a show. This is the show about planning a show. But we do have some wrestling news. You've been researching. You've been using your journalistic abilities. What's been happening in the world of professional wrestling, Dan Leonard?
Well, Mark, probably the biggest news for people who aren't total WWE heads
Oh, yes.
would be the retirement of... retirement of Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Now, did he tap out to a wrist lock?
He lost his match, but he basically just had a classic storytelling match with Kazuchika Okada,
Yeah.
AEW. I think he's the Continental Champ at the moment, or the Intercontinental
one of the belts.
Champ, or the
There's-
International Champ, or the
So many belts.
Interdoohickey belt. He's got a belt. Anyway, he beat Tanahashi in the main event of New Japan's Wrestle Kingdom 20 at the Tokyo Dome earlier this week.
Oh, the Tokyo Dome. Fine venue.
Fine venue. Look, Tanahashi, legend of the business, a true legend of the business. Without him, New Japan would not have become the force it re-established itself as in the 2010s after being in the doldrums for 15, 20 years. He through him revitalizing New Japan and having classic feuds and matches with the likes of Okada and Naito. I'll just say Naito. Anyway, so yeah, he and that helped reinvigorate the North American super indie scene, which in turn led to the creation of All Elite Wrestling. So a lot of this you can link back directly or indirectly to Tanahashi and his influence as a great wrestler and a great motivator of people. His match against Okada, I enjoyed it. He was always going to lose because that's just what
you do when you retire.
Well, yeah, I think he felt he should. And to be honest, watching him walk to the ring was probably one of the most painful experiences of my life. He looked like Terry Funk with the bow legs.
And the old bow legs.
Yeah,
and
his knees are gone. Once he got in the ring, he was like 20 years younger and he had a very good match. And it was a great storytelling match of him trying to beat this arrogant guy who he'd feuded with for over a decade, and Okada started out as the young gun and who eventually toppled the old gunslinger, and now he's this arrogant heel in AEW, and he played that character to some degree. But in the end, he put Tanahashi out of his misery. A little bit like Shawn Michaels against Ric Flair at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Very much that same vibe.
A great retirement that was.
Yeah.
A great retirement.
I just wish Flair had stayed
Just
retired.
wish he stayed retired.
But not as good as his... not much better than his second retirement match.
Oh, yes.
We won't talk about that. So it was a very notable show, Mark. Probably the other notable news from Wrestle Kingdom was the death of Bullet Club. One of the legendary factions in professional wrestling is no more.
Farewell, Pistol Pals.
Pistol Pals are gone.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
I think they were done years ago, weren't they? They were kind of...
I think
wasn't really a thing. I think when AEW started and...
half of them defected, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was the powerhouse it was
I think
10 years ago.
And WWE gutted them even earlier when they took Prince Devitt, who became Finn Balor, and AJ Styles.
Yep.
You took
the Good Brothers.
And the Good Brothers. You took the heart out of the original Bullet Club. They kept it going, and it chugged along, but then AEW cleaned out most of the rest, and then the last remnants of it, the Samoan guys like Tamatonga and Tongaloa, they left, and there was nothing left. All you had was Bad Luck Fale, who actually quit Bullet Club last year anyway and joined another faction. So there wasn't much left.
Well, RIP Bullet Club.
RIP. It was, look, great merch.
Great merch. Great merch.
And inspired a lot of copycat groups and organisations.
Yes.
What was the local organisation?
Oh, Wayne Matty with the Bullet Click.
The Bullet Click.
Bullet Click's that's a good name.
But
it's the click of a bullet.
Yeah, but it's spelled KLIQ.
But it's like the click of wrestling.
Of WWE.
They were like clicks. That's some genius stuff.
Look, I've got one of their T-shirts at home.
Yeah, I know. You
wear it proudly.
You wear it when you go out for dinner.
You do.
Everyone's like, what's that shirt? WWE news, a lot of call-ups from NXT on the main roster.
Yeah, the top of NXT is looking a bit barren at the moment.
Taking the cream off the top.
Including their heavyweight champ, Obafemi, just vacated the title and left at the end of NXT this week.
I'm excited to see him on the main roster. He's a monster, a beast.
I just hope they don't mishandle him. I know they're going a little bit softly with Bron Breakker, and we'll talk about that in a minute. I hope Obafemi, they put, like I use that term far too often and WWE lets me down, but they need to put a rock under that guy.
I would like to see him retire Brock Lesnar than Gunther, to be honest. I would like to see Obafemi retire Brock Lesnar to be Brock Lesnar's last match.
Yeah.
For Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar always squashes the black champions of WWE.
Really?
Always when you think of like Kofi Kingston 13 seconds, you think of Big E lost in a fast match to Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to watch Obafemi, the ruler, like absolutely smash Brock Lesnar.
Who else from NXT is coming up?
Trick Williams.
Yep.
Trick Williams on SmackDown. Jordan Grace.
Yes.
Javon Evans. He's going to Raw. Jordan Grace is on SmackDown. Trick Williams on SmackDown.
JC Jane, there's rumours about her.
Rumours about JC Jane. There's rumours about Blake Monroe.
Yes.
So yes, a lot of people heading up, which also probably means might be some people losing their jobs on the main roster.
If I was the what are the name of the Creed brothers?
The Creed brothers.
I'd be worried.
I'd be worried if I was Grayson Waller.
I'd be worried if I was half the girls on the SmackDown roster.
Yes. If they're injured now, you usually don't fire people when they're injured. Actually, they've set a precedent of that now. So
they've changed that precedent.
They've changed that precedent.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I was Mi Chin, not your nose, but Mi Chin, I'd be very worried. B-Fab, yep.
Yeah, she might not be so fab.
That's it. Candice LeRae, unless she goes to a producer's role, I think they're keeping her around, but she doesn't do much.
Yeah, Kiana James and I know Julia they just made her the US Women's Champ again, but no one cares about her.
Poor Gulia.
Yeah,
Poor Gulia.
You think it was only a Vince McMahon thing, but Triple H just totally mishandled that girl's career on the main roster. Have we got time to talk about NXT, not NXT, WWE on Netflix, their anniversary episode?
Yes, we've got a couple of minutes we can go.
Because it was a big show.
It was a big show. They hyped it up. The Stranger Things crossover.
Yeah, and rumours of Chris Jericho coming
You
back.
know how? Let me tell you this: wrestling fans love to build things in their head. It was built up in their head. There was no actual official thing saying Chris Jericho's going to be here.
Oh, what, your mate didn't...
He is still...
What was the name?
He's still on the AEW roster page. He's still on the...
Who was the guy who dropped the line, he's going to break the walls down on Raw this week?
They're doing it because they've seen...
Your mate Adam.
You knows what? Because they've seen all the soft drink reviewers... All the wrestling fans go, Jericho, Jericho, Jericho. They were trolling everyone, and it wasn't actually announced, and everyone's disappointed. Oh, Chris Jericho didn't debut. Well, it was never announced.
It was a big show. It was
an all right show.
Yeah, well, no,
they hyped it up. It was all right.
It was a big show. We got new women's tag team champions.
Yes.
Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Like I said.
Beat the Kabuki Warriors.
Kabuki Warriors' first title defense, and they lost. They haven't actually defended the titles.
I had no idea, but good match.
Yep.
Good match. There was a nice tribute from Io Sky to Tanahashi.
Yes.
Which was acknowledged on the by the commentator. Corey Graves. So Becky Lynch took back the women's IC belt from Maxine Dupre.
Deserved.
It was the only good thing about that match. The person who
wasn't the best match.
Wasn't the best match, and I have to call you out on this, Mark Williamson.
Oh yes,
you declared recently that Becky Lynch was your pick for Wrestler of the Year in 2025.
It certainly was.
I would say no.
No,
absolutely no. After that performance,
well, I said 2025, not 2026. Now this is the first show of 2026.
But it carries on. It carries on something. She's a good talker. I like her as a heel. She elevated the IC belt. They're all valid, good things about her. But her in-ring work, mate, you just can't blame Maxine Dupre or Nikki Bella. She's lost a step since she came back last year.
Just on a sidetrack, rumor is Nikki Bella's dating a 22-year-old fella.
Wow, there you go. Good luck to her. Good luck to Nikki.
She can stop messaging us. Well, we're married men, Nikki.
Yeah.
Go someone younger. Go someone that's single.
You don't want
Nikki Bella.
experience.
You don't want...
No.
Exactly. And main event.
Main event.
We'll have to wrap this up real quick.
Bron Breakker was nearly killed by CM Punk again.
Yeah.
Doing that Frankensteiner. Then they went back and repeated the same move again.
Yeah, real sloppy.
Bron's he lost the match, by the way, and it proved that he really isn't ready. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. The fact that they had to rehearse that match, and when they he got stuffed up, they had to basically follow the script and go straight back and do the same sequence again.
Yeah.
It was a bit embarrassing, a bit cringe. But the match picked up.
There was a few of those things on that show where it just like your suspension of disbelief was just like, oh.
Yeah, well, what else?
Like it was, there was a thing in Maxine and Becky where I'm just like, oh, geez, that's just looks hokey. Like, look real hokey.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, God, ladies. And then that spot there, too, with the going back to do the Frankenstein and redo it. It was just...
yeah. But the match...
you're not going to see that sort of stuff on our show.
No, absolutely not. We will have these athletes drilled to be the very best that they can be.
That's it. Well, look, listening to the Babyface broadcast here on True Triple R 88.5 FM. This is a show about planning a professional wrestling show and professional wrestling itself. We talked about call-ups
Yes.
at the last segment. Matt Cardona re-signed by WWE just as he was made the
JCW heavyweight champion. He actually won the title back at the end of October because of the way that it was a taping and the way they work. And one of the trials and tribulations, Mark, of doing tapings in advance is that things can change.
Yes.
So the week that Matt Cardona beats Too Tough Tony to win the world heavyweight title, it's announced he's back on in the fold,
SmackDown
and WWE, and he's vacating all his titles, and he's quit he's cancelled all his indie gigs, made a lot of promoters very unhappy and fans unhappy. Well, he's stoked because he's essentially a WWE lifer who just had his career cut short.
I mean, he just said his whole mantra was stay ready. like stay ready to be signed. He made a name for himself on the indies, the king of the indies. I have seen some local fans, drinking the hopium, smoking the hopium, going, oh, maybe WWE will allow him to do World Series wrestling this year in Australia. No, ain't going to happen, guys.
Not gonna happen.
You guys, hey, by the way, I've got some, you live in the North Pole, I've got some ice to sell you if you fall for that. Idiots. Anyway.
I think morons is the word.
Morons.
Whether somebody used on this podcast. Not podcast, radio show. My apologies.
We're a radio.
We're a radio, not
It was
those
unregulated cowboys.
Quickly, also on the same episode, a tag team that isn't going to WWE anytime soon. My favourite zombie tag team, The Outbreak, are now the new JCW Tag Team Champions.
Very good. Very good.
They beat the Brothers of Funstruction, Yabo the Clown and his pal Ruffo the Clown.
Well, fantastic.
So very happy to see my favourite zombies holding the gold.
Now you can watch a JCW on YouTube, correct?
Yes, exactly
on
right.
YouTube. Well, that wraps up a show, Dan Leonard.
Hell of a show.
A hell of a show. Next week, I think we are going to come up with a name for our wrestling event.
I'll get my thinking cap
So get
on.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to phone up a few venues and try to land us in some nice venues, Dan Leonard.
If you fail, I've got other suggestions.
Okay, we'll have a crack at it. But coming next week, as I said, we're sharing this journey with you. We are going to put on the grandest wrestling event in Australian wrestling history.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
That's the
Guaranteed.
stamp of approval, guarantee.
You get your 90-day note of approval. If you're not guaranteed, you can keep the note. Anyway, folks, that's the Babyface broadcast for another week. We thank you for joining us in our little experiment in event planning, and we will see you same time next week.